Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I have SecUllr on with me today. How you doing?
Not bad. Still a little sick, but I'll pull through.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So first off, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Well, uh, I'm just kind of some guy who hides behind the facade of a Norse god, teaching people about science and religion.
Okay. Um, what um what made you want to use the persona of a Norse god?
So yeah, there is a story behind the name, uh, although it's not too exciting. Uh, Basically, I was sleep deprived trying to work on a school project, and I had been researching Norse mythology the day before, and I'd come across the Norse god of Ullr. And he is really interesting because he is god of so many weird shit. Uh, he's the god of archery, uh, single combat, the shield, snowshoes, and skiing.
Okay, that's an interesting combination.
Yeah. I was, like I said, I was sleep deprived, and I just kind of thought, hey, the word secular kind of could fit with the name Uller, so why not just shove them together?
And you know what? It works. I'll say that. You said you like to talk science. Any particular science topic in general that you like to talk on?
Well, I'm most educated in technology, but I also do like to uh, discuss medicine and biology and physics and stuff like that.
Okay. What particular part of technology do you like?
Computers, I like messing around with hardware and electronics. I like knowing what makes things tick.
Okay. Do you plan to go into any like computer type field when you go to college, or if you're not in college?
Yeah, I'm in high school right now. I'm 17. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
young, but I am going to a trade school right now to train me to work in the IT field after college. And in college, I plan on studying probably electrical engineering and computer science.
Okay. You got some clicking on your mic. Okay, there it goes.
Oh,
No, it's stopped now. I just yeah. All right. all right, that's actually really cool. I guess now we can get into probably more what what everybody probably wants to hear. And that's more maybe the Norse mythology um bits. Um, first off, you did mention Uller. Um, can you kind of go into maybe some of the hierarchy of the Norse gods and who they are maybe most comparable to in a other mythology, in another mythology?
yeah. Uh, so there are two types of Norse gods. There are the Aesir and the Vanir. Uh, the Aesir were the ones who fashioned the world. They're the ones you're probably more familiar with. They're Odin, they're Thor, they're Balder, they're Loki, kind of. Uh, and then the Vanir have just kind of always been around. Uh, th- I believe that they're said to be one of the races that survives Ragnarok, and some of the gods that are Vanir include Uller. They also include Freya, and I believe Tyr is also a Vanir.
Okay.
Uh,
You mentioned. Sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I was going into the comparing them.
Okay.
Tyr's the god of war, so he's pretty close to what's his name? Ares.
Okay.
He's he he's the one that you generally prayed to if you were going into battle. He's the one you're asking to lend his strength to. Freya is pretty comparable to Artemis, but she's also kind of a bit of Athena.
Okay.
She's the Norse goddess of fertility and the hunt. And most people think, if you die with honor, you go to Valhalla. That's just how it
Yeah.
works. But that's actually kind of not how it works. Because if you die in Norse mythology with honor, you either go to one of two places. You go to either Valhalla or Freya's hunting grounds.
Right.
I can't remember the name of the hunting grounds, but it does have a name.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sorry. People can laugh at me. I don't know if the movie talked on this or not, but you did mention Ragnarok, and I know I've not seen Thor Ragnarok yet. I've only seen one Thor movie, so yeah, I'm way behind on my Norse mythology upkeep. Um, so yeah, you guys go ahead
I
and
haven't,
the chat
I
can
haven't
hate
seen,
that.
I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok either. Actually,
Okay.
as much as you'd probably think I would be like one of the first people to see it, I read Thor comics all the time. He's one of my favorite superheroes, but I haven't seen Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok yet.
But you mentioned Ragnarok. What exactly is that? I'm not familiar with it the term at all. So yeah.
Ragnarok is, to put it simply, it's the end of the world.
Okay, so Armageddon.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like I said, there are things that will survive Ragnarok, but the Ragnarok isn't the end of existence like Armageddon is. Ragnarok is the recycling of the world tree. The world tree it's called Yggdrasil, and it's where
Okay.
Odin hung himself. Which is actually what the term means. Ygg means, or Yggdrasil translates to Odin's gallows.
Okay. Oh, God, it sounds like he had a really rough day.
Yeah. He hung himself and stabbed himself with a spear so he could learn magic.
Okay, that's
Yeah. But
that sounds
it's pretty
okay.
metal.
Yeah.
But Yggdrasil grows out of a well called the Well of Erd. And there are generally four main stages in the Norse timeline, because the Norse thought of time as cyclical. There is where we are now, which is existence for humans. And then after that, there will come Ragnarok, where the Norse gods die and the earth is destroyed. And then there will come a time of peace. And there is no more world tree. The world tree is destroyed, but some of the realms are still there, such as Vonelheim. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Muspelheim and Niflheim. And where Midgard is the Gnunga Gap. And eventually the fires from Muspelheim and the ice from Niflheim will meet and grow a new Titan, from which new gods will be born and fashion the world out of the Titan again. And then existence will begin again. And it said that after this Ragnarok, Balder will take the place as head god of the Aesir. And it's actually really interesting because I'm pretty sure Balder is where the Christians got the whole Jesus thing, because he is god of purity, joy, light, and summer.
That does like has some similarities to Jesus, and he's supposed to come back and rule forever, even though God is supposed to rule forever as the Father, but Jesus will rule forever as well. And yeah, we aren't getting into that can of worms. That's a
Yeah,
lot to break into. Um, but yeah, is there like the Aesir gods like with Odin and them? Do you want to go into like the comparisons of who they are and who they're kind of comparable to?
yeah. Odin, I would say, is pretty comparable to Ra.
Okay.
They're both gods that value intelligence above almost anything else. Odin has gone through extreme lengths to gain more knowledge, such as hanging himself and stabbing himself with a spear. Uh, and I think he also he there was a giant who invited him to his home, and Odin, being a kind of a dick, disguised himself and challenged the giant to a test of wits. And they ended up betting their lives on the outcome of this test of wits. And Odin, being the dick that he is, asked him what Odin whispered to Balder as he was dying, which, as you might guess, is something only Odin would know.
Yeah,
So
that
the
is
giant, yeah, the
that's
giant
low.
kind of realized he was matching wits with the literal god of knowledge and just killed himself.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, that's a really that's a cheap way to win. It's an effective way to win, but it's damn that is dirty, man. That's going below the belt, Odin. That goes below the belt.
Yeah, people
Um,
usually think that Loki is the one who causes all the trouble, but Odin gets into his fair share of shit.
yeah, I, I will agree with Edgy here for what you just said. Odin is a dick.
Yeah.
Isn't there like after he lost his eye, wasn't that supposed to like? Isn't that like supposed to be some like mystical relic? Just sorry, just random thought I had. I like, isn't there supposed to be like some relic like in Norse mythology about the Eye of Odin that's supposed to give you like insight to everything? Or am I thinking of something
Um,
else?
yeah, I believe the Eye of Odin is a thing. I might be thinking of the Eye of Ra, which is,
Maybe I'm getting them mixed up.
yeah,
I,
but I know that the Eye of Ra is a thing, and it's a thing where if you take it, you're said to be given immense power, like equal to that of Ra,
yeah,
which I have to say isn't very much anymore because he was usurped by ISIS. But whatever.
yeah. There's so much, and mythology is a fun topic to talk on. So who would like Thor and Loki be similar to?
Thor, I would honestly say, is the most comparable to Zeus, and I don't say that just because of the lightning. I say
Okay,
that because Thor was kind of the head god. Odin, of course, ruled over Valhalla and Asgard, but Thor is who was worshipped by far the most throughout history.
okay,
Whenever you see, uh, whenever we see things in the past, we do occasionally find things to other gods like penance and uh, carvings and stuff like that. But most of the pendants we find are Mjolnir, Thor's hammer,
yeah,
and it kind of became a symbol to encompass all of the Norse gods. So that should really tell you how much of an influence Thor had on everything.
yeah. Um, okay, who would Loki be compared to?
Loki's a tough one because I know there are tricks for archetypes in almost every religion, but I can't think of one that really matches Loki's level of dickheadery.
He's
Like,
I,
uh, if you don't
yeah,
mind, there's a story where, uh, it's the story of Baldur's death. So everyone loved Baldur so much that I think it was Freya went around and made every living thing, uh, magically vowed not to, or not every living thing, everything vow not to kill Balder, which means that you could just like throw a hammer at Balder's head and he wouldn't do anything to him, except for mistletoe, because I guess I don't know, mistletoe is too pure. Anyways,
So,
Loki fashions a spear out of mistletoe, gives it to Balder's.
I guess he died of cooties from a girl, huh? He shouldn't have stood under it.
No, Loki makes a spear out of mistletoe, gives it to Balder's blind brother, who is an expert marksman with spears. Who, by this point, that they've just gotten used to being able to like throw things at Balder and have it just bounce off, and they've been making it a game.
Yeah.
So, uh, Loki just handed this spear to Balder's brother, and he just pegs Balder in the back with a spear made out of mistletoe, and Balder straight up dies. And
That's
then the goddess of hell, or the goddess of Helheim, Hel,
yeah.
uh, she's known for not letting anyone out of her realm once she has them there, and that's not her being evil so much as it is just being protective of everyone in her realm.
Yeah.
Uh, but she said that she would bring Balder back if they could have every living thing uh, apologize for whatever reason. So they got every living thing to apologize for Balder's death, except for Loki. He just straight up refused. So Balder stayed. So Balder stayed dead, and Loki got chained to a rock using the intestines of his son, and has snake venom dripped into his eyes constantly.
That is okay. That is cool. That is awesome, but that is
Yeah.
so messed up. I am
Oh,
sorry.
also Loki is the reason that Thor's hammer's handle is so short. It wasn't meant to be that short, but he fucked up the dwarves when they were forging it by turning into a fly and biting them repeatedly. So now it has a tiny handle.
Okay, okay, I did not know that about Loki. I kind of knew like he was the trickster, he was the practical joker, and he was always causing mischief and trying to basically fuck everything up just for the hell of it, just to watch the aftermath. And
Yeah.
I actually liked him for that. I don't know why I liked him for that, but he just you're making him even just he's becoming even more of my favorite right now. He's pretty freaking I like the bad characters. I don't know why. I mean, it's it's just you gotta have a good villain, and Loki is a perfect psychotic villain. He really
Yeah.
is, and you can't hate that.
Although most people classify him as a god of madness, but he wasn't. He was a god of mischief, and there's a
Yeah,
difference.
I knew he was the god of mischief, and that's the other thing I liked about him, maybe because I probably liked to cause when I was younger. I loved causing trouble, so maybe that's why I liked him. Um, yeah, I'm the same way, Edgy. Same way. Um, look, you gotta love a good bad guy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
A
Loki's an
story is only
interesting
as
one.
good as the bad guy.
Yeah, and it's. I guess my next question would be like, what exactly is Aesir and that and Valhalla and um the Vernier?
So the Aesir and Vanir are two different types of gods. And that sounds weird for people who are used to like Greek mythology or even more modern religions. Because when you think of a god, you usually think of a single race of gods or a single god.
Yeah,
But the Norse had two different pantheons of gods. Uh, and it was really interesting because there a lot of them overlap. Uh, like I can't remember who Odin's wife is, but I believe she's also a Norse goddess of fertility along with Freya. So
okay.
it's a lot like uh, if I had to compare it to a different religion, it's a lot like the Egyptian pantheons, how there's two different ones that often overlap.
Yeah.
Valhalla, though, is interesting. Uh, because I believe I said it before. I think we were live when I said it. Uh, that there's two places you can be sent when you die.
Yeah.
Uh, Valhalla or Freya's hunting grounds. And Valhalla is a it's a giant hall where the beer never stops flowing and the food never stops magically appearing. So people just kind of party it up there and then beat the shit out of each other preparing for Ragnarok.
Okay. I, no, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Valhalla more associated with the warriors? As if you died in battle through an honorable death, you made it to Valhalla, or am I getting that mixed up maybe with some other mythology?
No, that's
Okay.
roughly correct, but
Okay.
people often think that it's just Valhalla, that the worthy people only go to Valhalla. But uh, bear in mind that you can travel freely among the realms as long as you have transport. Uh, so you could end up in Valhalla after you die and still go to Freya's hunting grounds at a later point. Like, there's nothing stopping you from traveling between the realms besides not having someone to ferry you between the realms.
Yeah. Okay. Um.
But it's roughly 50-50 split between the people who go to Freya's hunting grounds and Valhalla.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think of some other. Uh, trying to think of some other questions. I don't really have. Chat. Do you guys got any questions? Well, I maybe try and think of some because yeah, like I said, this was all unscripted and I didn't really think too many through that. Kind of got through the ones I wanted to. So yeah, Chad, if you got any questions, ask them now. I guess. You did say you were wanting to go into IT, right? You want to do IT stuff? Anything
Yeah.
in particular you want to do with that?
Uh, Probably be a computer repair technician. Just because it's something I love doing. I love tearing apart computers and upgrading them or fixing them, stuff like that. It's a lot more fun than you would think.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I can't think of too many more questions. We covered pretty much everything I was wanting to know on. Oh yeah, here's something I was going to ask you, and I did say I was going to ask you. I forgot. Who is your favorite Norse god and Norse goddess?
My favorite Norse god is probably Uller. Um,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just biased because now I have a channel named after him. But
Yeah. Okay.
but if I had to choose
Besides
one,
Uller, that
yeah,
might
if
be
I
a
had to choose
little.
one that wasn't Uller, that's a toughie. Because there are a lot of them. I'd probably have to say Odin. Uh,
Okay.
like yeah, just because he's like Loki in that he loves spreading mischief, but he's also not a complete dickbag. Like
Hey. Hey.
he's more lighthearted pranks.
Yeah. It's just hey, leave Loki alone. He takes enough shit from everyone up in Valhalla, up in the Aesir. Everyone always picks on him. Even if he might deserve it, everybody still should leave him alone.
Yeah, but my favorite Norse goddess is probably Freya.
Freya?
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I'd say Freya or Frigg. They're both really good,
All right.
and I mean, they're both roughly the same goddess, but
Okay.
one's ancier, one's funnier.
Yeah. Um who's your least favorite Norse god and goddess?
Ah, I can't remember his name, but there is a Norse god who's the actual Norse god of madness, but he's basically just Odin but turned insane. Like that's it. That's the only.
That sounds
That's the
interesting.
only difference. I mean, he has both eyes, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's I don't know. He's not brought up much, so there's not much to go on. But he's pretty much just Odin, but crazy.
Okay. Who's your least favorite goddess?
I I can't. I don't know. Um,
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't help that we have a lot less information on the Norse goddesses than we do about the Norse gods. But
Yeah.
yeah, kind of got butchered through history.
Brian said something. I'm not sure who that is. Do you recognize it?
Yeah,
I don't even know
that's
how to say it.
yeah. I'm not sure how to pronounce the weird D symbol.
Okay.
I'm
Do you
used to the
recognize it?
romanization. Yeah, I believe that he was telling me the name of Odin, but crazy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't recognize. Yeah, that's gibberish there to me. That's chicken scratch. Um. Okay. Besides Norse, um, mythology, what would you say is your if you could learn any other mythology out there and that, what would it be and why? Which one would it be?
Probably be Mayan mythology,
Okay.
just because it's so little of it is known nowadays. Uh, it would be really interesting to be able to know more about it because it is really interesting. I'm talking like old Maya before the Incas came along because they kind of fucked everything up and turned into a blood sacrifice state. But before that, I mean, don't get me wrong, they did have sacrifices.
Yeah, the volcano's erupting. Bring out the virgins.
Yeah, yeah. That was largely an Inca thing. The
Yeah,
Mayans were the Mayans were surprisingly lax compared to the Inca. They had sacrifices, but they weren't. They were usually animals, and it was never cutting the heart out and holding it above and letting their blood drip down the temple like it was with the Inca. It was just
yeah,
kind of like beheading someone if they
yeah,
were to kill a person.
yeah, yeah. I would have to say one. I would think on that. I would go Aztecs. They have some
Yeah,
interesting history. Um, but yeah, the Incas were yeah. We said when the Incas took over and that was them. That's what made me think of it. It's I remember there was a comedian a while back. I think about maybe 5 or 6 years ago when I saw it, but he did a joke about the Incas and what they did. Um, and that was one of the bits that he did about the whole, wait, the volcano's getting angry. Bring out the virgins. And that's literally is it. Oh, volcano's gonna explode. All right, let's throw a virgin in there. That should appease it.
yeah,
It's, they were they were freaking crazy. I'll give them that. They
yeah.
they were absolutely nuts. I think it was
Yeah,
the Aztecs who did that with the Nazca lines. Wasn't that the Aztecs, or is that someone else?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I, I think it might have been that. I could be wrong. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, yeah, I'm not familiar with a lot of the Central American, um, you know, mythos and that. And no edgy. No one can throw you in a volcano. We need to keep you around.
but if I had Native American mythology would also be a really interesting one to learn more about.
I think you might have just made a friend in the chat with Brian. He's half Native American, he said. So,
Yeah, I have a lot of Native American family, or
oh,
I
okay,
say family, but it's no one that I'm directly related to. It's
okay.
all like close personal family friends.
Yeah, oh, that's Uncle Jim Bob over there. Yeah, Uncle Jim Bob's, one of the longest family friends.
Yeah, and it was my aunt. Actually, I call her my aunt, but
Yeah, yeah, just it was the
yeah,
first thing. Uncle Jim Bob, I don't know.
yeah. She's actually my godmother, but uh,
Okay.
she's known my mom since like high school. So
Yeah. Yeah, I actually did have an Uncle Jim Bob. when I was younger. He wasn't an uncle; he was a close family friend. So yeah, that's the only reason I pulled that. It's the only person I could ever think of whenever I think of like, oh, who's not family that you call basically like an uncle or aunt or something like, oh, Jim Bob. Um,
Yeah.
at least
Uh,
that's what I knew him as. I don't know if that was his real name or not.
yeah.
Um,
I have been to a lot of Native American powwows in my lifetime, so I'm very familiar with like at least modern Native American culture. I'm sure it's changed. In fact, I can almost guarantee it has. But uh, powwows are where you get more of the. It's like a giant party that lasts usually a weekend, and it's really great.
yeah, that would be actually pretty cool. I know my cousins through my aunt Cindy.
Went to
Um,
a volcano.
no, 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 because my uncle Ken, that's on my mom's. That's my mom's brother. So who he married with my aunt, would be my aunt Cindy. I'm sitting here trying to just go through the figure out where to, but through her line, my cousins are actually related to Pocahontas. So
Oh no way!
yeah, and so yeah, it's like not like, and it's not like oh that's like an aunt or no, that's a direct grandma. I think they said so. Yeah,
I'm it's not, I'm related to uh Johnny Cash in a really roundabout way.
that's interesting. Yeah,
Um,
I'm related to. I think the coolest one I have actually is not really cool, but he's from England. His last name was Guy, and he started a hospital. Pretty cool, right? Except he was one of the ones that had the hospital. If you couldn't pay your bill, you got the Black Death. They basically poisoned you and killed you.
oh, sounds
Yeah,
like a nice guy.
yeah. Well, when he got sick, he said, "No, I don't want to even go to my own hospital. Take me to the other one." Yeah, at least that's how the story goes. I've been told. So yeah, that's just I'm working off of what I've been told. So I never actually really double checked it, but I do know this guy did start a hospital. That I do know for a fact.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm related by marriage to Brandon Cash, who is one of Johnny Cash's grandsons.
okay, that's actually really
And
cool.
well, it would be kind of cool if Brandon wasn't a complete dickbag.
Well,
He makes like all of his money by just touring, singing songs that his grandpa did,
yeah.
and he just kind of left his wife and kid at some point.
Okay. Well, okay. The being related to Johnny Cash part, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
That's the cool part. Yeah, that guy. No, sorry, he's a grade A douchebag.
Yeah, he's. I don't even know what happened to him after that.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I'm not really seeing any questions from the chat, and that's about all I got for you that I can think of. Um, unless you have anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should invite someone else on so we can keep the conversation going.
Okay. Edgy, you wanna join in? And Nacha, see if they respond.
Yeah, I wish there was less of a delay for the chat.
Yeah, I'll just send them the links over.
Oh, Brian asked
I'll
where did I go
edit
to a
you.
powwow? Uh, I went to a powwow. I live in Washington, Oregon, so there's a lot of Cherokee powwows up here. So I've been to a couple different places up here.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting you the link here, Nacha. Where are you, Mike?
Oh, I've been added on Twitter.
I'll just send it to DMs Nacha on Twitter.
Pacific or Midwest? Pacific. Yeah, I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so. Man, I need to talk with Brian more.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I don't know if I follow him on. Hey, Brian, if you want to join in, message me, um, on Twitter or tweet at me on Twitter, and I will get you the link if you want to join in. I think you would be a good one to have on here. So I'll keep an eye on my notifications.
Oh god, I haven't rebooted my computer yet today. I still have to go through the Windows updates.
I did mine earlier today, so
Oh, oh no, I haven't booted up my other computer either. I need to update both of them.
oh, um, oh well, I was hoping you could join in. Oh well, we're kind of out of options right now. Um, man, I don't know what to talk on. I guess earlier before the show you mentioned music, so
Yeah. Do you want to talk about professionally made music or band? Because
man,
I think we could offend Edgy here by, you know, talking about the superior section of the band, the brass.
yeah, the brass. Who knows? That might get her in here, to chew us out. We get in here, and then we gotta get her to sing too. She is amazing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've never
Yes,
seen
Edgy,
either.
Edgy, you are a phenomenal singer.
Oh, Nacha had a question.
Yeah.
There she
Yes,
goes. Uh,
brass. Brass is the best. Why do you think
so
they both
Nacha,
start with B?
so Nacha asked, Norse gods, what was your intro to learning about them? School or naturally curious? Uh, a bit of both. Um, I think it was school who gave me. It was one of my old history teachers that gave me the love for learning about history in general. But it was probably the Norse comics, or it was probably Marvel comics rather, that really made me curious about where the fuck did these characters come from. So it was a bit of natural curiosity in that I've always had a love for learning new things, but it was probably the comics that spurred me on to actually learning about Norse culture. Yeah, no, Edgy. Brass
Yeah,
is still the best.
yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. It is. Sorry, Edgy. I mean, you have the link in your Twitter. You can come on. You can come in here and defend your section.
Woodwinds are harder. I beg to differ. You have finger combinations to memorize, sure, but you don't know how much
Yeah.
embouchure control you need for
Oh
brass.
God, yes. Or how about this? Play on the staff with the freaking tuba.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
do
play
you
the
know how
French
hard it
horn ever.
is? Oh,
Like, have you seen a French
I've
horn, Matthew?
tried French. Yes, and I've actually tried French horn once, and I was like, oh, I play brass. This can't be that hard. The embouchure position the embouchure you have to use, how you have to use your embouchure for a French horn is so freaking weird. It's different than any other brass instrument. I can make sounds out of a trumpet, and I'm okay at it. I'm not great. I can do it with a tuba, a baritone, a trombone. I mean, I can do it with all that. A French horn, I barely got sounds out, and I'm like, I'm a brass player. I should be able to do this.
Yeah, I think one of the good things about being a French horn player is that I already know the fingerings uh for any B flat instrument. I can play the trumpet. I can play the baritone. I can play the horn. I can play the
Oh yeah.
flugelhorn. I can play the cornet.
Oh yeah.
There's
Oh
just so much you can learn, and like I can sound good at all of them.
yeah.
And that's the
I
big thing because I have to control my embouchure so much.
are
I'm just used to it.
we're not talking about when I tried to play the trumpet. You're because it's such a small mouthpiece, and I'm really more or less tone deaf above middle C. Um, you know what? I don't know if you call it, but like chipping and splatting a note. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I figured you would. Yeah, it's the all woodwinds have to do is worry about just going. That's all woodwinds have to worry about.
yeah.
We got other problems we got to face. Um, and I tried that with the trumpet, and I did that a fair bit. I mean, I got some notes out, and I mean, I wasn't horrible. Um, but I was like, yeah, you can definitely tell I don't play trumpet. My uncle Ken, he played in DCI. I don't remember which group he played with, but he played and he can play Flight of the, and I've heard him do it. He can play Flight of the Bumblebees on trumpet.
No shit.
I can play Flight of the Bumblebees on tuba perfectly, no problem. Granted, I mean, you've heard the low brass part on there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an easy one. Bum, bum, bum,
yeah.
bum, bum,
Uh,
bum. That,
the
yeah.
French horn is an interesting
Oh yeah.
part because it's generally just the part of the music that goes bum, 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 bum. Sometimes but that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's low brass right there for you too. Um, God, I miss a band
Yeah,
now.
there's an interesting. The French horn has a really interesting range.
And shut up, Edgy. We know you get the melody.
Hey, Edgy, guess what? The French horn gets the melody too. It depends on the song.
I hate you.
No, the French horn is it kind of goes into what I was saying.
Low brass doesn't though. When do you hear the low
Yeah,
brass getting the melody?
the
Never.
French horn. The French horn's technically low brass.
I consider it
Uh,
higher brass.
no,
Low brass is trombone, baritone, and tuba.
it's technically low brass because it can go down to the range of baritone.
Okay, yeah.
It often plays in that range, but we
Okay,
can also go up to the range of a trumpet.
yeah.
Oh,
I
Not
know
just
they
said he always
do.
wanted to learn. He said he always wanted to learn how to play sax,
Yeah,
and
I
I
would
do.
like to learn clarinet. Actually, I think that would be a fun one to learn.
Yeah,
Um, if I had to
I,
pick a woodwind, if I had to go with a horrible woodwind, I would pick clarinet, just because I had a whole bunch of friends who played clarinet, and clarinet always got the freaking melody. I hated them for it. Um,
yeah, it's always clarinet or flute.
yeah. Occasionally, saxophone would.
Yeah,
Um,
and the sax melodies were always the best.
oh God, yeah. Jazz band. Oh my God, that was you could.
Yeah,
We had someone in our band. Um, they actually played trombone. Yes, woodwinds are horrible. I'm trying to get you in here, Edgy. You know that, right? I'm just gonna keep knocking on the clarinet until you come in here.
but I have actually learned a bit of sax.
Yeah.
Uh, I learned just enough sax in order to play "Careless Whisper" at a football game.
Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, I learn by ear as well, so I can play a whole bunch of melodies. Um, I can do so much. Almost had Bella Notte down on baritone, and it was a baritone. It was a euphonium, so I had more of that mellowy sound to it than the actual baritone does, even though they're pretty much the same. But because I had that fourth valve, I could use to kind of get a little bit more of the tone in.
Yeah,
I understand, Edgy. I understand. You can yell at me over messages later, but I am being nice. I would like to learn clarinet. I can't play flute. I just the way my top lip is, I can't get a sound out. Um,
Yeah, I've never been able to make a sound with a flute either.
yeah. Although I do feel for the clarinets because they sit right by the freaking piccolos, and so you get the piccolo right in your ear.
Oh,
Uh,
my school band had a piccolo trumpet for a while.
that's cool.
No, it wasn't. It was a shrill voice of a demon. They also had a piccolo sax.
I've never heard of piccolo. I've heard of them, but I've never heard one. Um, uh, yeah, it's but yeah, it's the trumpets. Oh, I hated them. I hate them. They always sat behind us in pep band, and always sat behind us in jazz band, and they were right in your freaking ear.
Yeah, I think I've
I,
said it before, but I had trumpets on one side of me and percussion on the other.
yeah, our percussionists you never made mad. They could hit you from almost anywhere with their drumstick, and they very rarely miss. If they miss you, they meant to miss you. Yeah, have you ever taken a we had one of the clarinet players, said something about percussionists, and the next day they asked her if she took it back, and she said no, and they threw one of the drumsticks at her and sent her in the back. I mean,
Oh,
you could have lined that up any better. I'm like, damn, yeah, you never made our percussion section mad.
that my percussion section never like threw anything at anyone, mostly because our band director was like, "Hey, I spent money on those. Stop it."
Yeah,
But
well,
but they did just kind of like, "Oh, you said something bad about percussion. Well, I hope you like crash cymbal." And they just stood
yes,
behind you with the crash
yes,
cymbal and just right in your ear.
yeah, yeah. I actually did. I thought about doing percussion, but I just don't have the hand-eye coordination for it. And with me, so I did brass because I wanted to try and do DCI at some point. Um, and so I can't march and
Yeah,
play at the same time. I can't.
I
So I just focused on playing, and as I played, I usually was looking down at the people in front of me because I was trying to. As I was playing, I was just making sure that my feet were marching with them. We had to memorize our own music, and
yeah.
that
So did we. We had a couple parades last year, and
uh,
I mean, don't get me wrong, the parades are fun, but
oh yeah,
marching is a bitch.
I. It's also I hated one parade we did every year, and that was the lighting of the Christmas parade, the Christmas lights
Wow.
parade. Not because it was cold. Granted, it was cold, and that sucked for a brass player anyway. Oh
Yeah.
God,
Although it is kind of nice after a while. Like by the end of the parade, you're like, oh my God, I'm
yeah.
so glad it's
Well,
cold.
it's the part that made it bad was we always got put behind the mounted police. Like we had police who were on horseback and they carried, the police banner, saying who they were, saying for the local police department.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But you know what horses do during parades and you have to
Yeah.
watch out for?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were always about a couple people behind the freaking horses. Really, really shitty marches. And I
Yeah.
mean that in the literal sense.
Okay. I would like to give condolences to Edgy because
Oh.
she's starting marching band next
Oh
year.
yeah, she told me that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
don't listen to SecUllr. It's not as bad as he makes it out to be.
No, the parades themselves are a lot of fun,
Yeah,
but
it's
you might feel like death immediately following the parade.
oh yeah, oh oh yeah. If you want to feel like death, carry a freaking sousaphone around on your shoulders.
I had to play the flugelhorn, and I had to keep that as upright as the trumpets.
Yeah,
The
hey,
flugelhorn is about like twice the weight
I
of a
am
trumpet.
glad that I do not play now. You know which instruments they have right now? You know the big marching tubas that you have to do the whole spin around to put on your shoulder?
Oh, Yeah.
Yeah, they now carry those at our high school. They don't have sousaphones. Screw that. They have that. So they have to carry the tuba right in front of them, perfect parallel, and then do that. It's yeah. I feel for the tuba players right now in my old band because they have that.
Yeah.
Um,
My band,
yeah.
our sousaphones were always the old shitty ones. Like
Um,
we would see the other bands of like competing high schools. They had like new sousaphones with those covers on them that have the band that have like the
yeah.
mascot of the school.
Oh yeah. We had that
And
when
then
I
ours
was
were
in.
like made of PVC and like cracked and like pieces were
That was
gone.
yeah, yeah. We had we had ours were PVC. They weren't brass. I fully understand you there, but it was also we had the cover on the horn part. We did have that. So
Yeah, I don't think we could ever afford them in our band.
we basically we I actually never got to use them, even though it was my senior year. I quit band my senior year because of issues with the director.
Yeah.
We just did not get along. We had our own personal just differences. I was like, fine, screw it. I left, so I didn't go on the marching band trip, but because they went to the Liberty Bowl, but we got them strictly for that. Uh, so yeah, that was pretty fun in its own right. Um, oh, poor Edgy and her clarinet. Yeah, have you ever tried to get a mouthpiece out of a freaking sousaphone when it's stuck?
Have you ever tried getting a mouthpiece out of a French horn when it's stuck? Because they're a triangle. You don't have anything to grip onto. Your hand just kind of goes, "Oh, okay."
Mouthpiece puller. Yeah,
I never got one. I don't know why.
our band director had one, and it was yeah, that was that was fun whenever it got stuck. But yeah, it's or here's another one. Your spit valve fills up in the middle of a performance. Ever have that happen?
Oh, my French horn didn't have a spit valve. You had to take it and turn it until the spit came out.
Okay, that's kind of funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in the middle of a performance, just sitting there spinning your instruments.
It's I remember one time, and it's just like I was literally just figuring along. I wasn't even playing because literally about halfway through a song, I started hearing gurgle, 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 and I'm like, crap, because you know what that sound is. There's no other
Yes.
sound like it. You know what it is, and it's just like crap. So I had to wait until I had to march back to the back part in a formation, and then I was like, quickly just emptied the spit valve on the baritone and just
Yeah,
went from there. And yeah, that was oh
it gets
yeah.
even worse with the French horn because I played a double horn, which means that it had twice the number of valves, or twice the number of tubes. So that
Uh
basically meant twice the amount of space for spit to get stuck.
yeah, I can or
So
valves when they stick. Oh, have
yeah,
you ever tried to pull a stuck valve? Oh, that
no,
sucks.
the French horn is actually really good with stuck valves because it doesn't
Yeah,
use the normal piston
yeah,
valves.
the piston ones when they get stuck. Oh
They
god,
get
that
stuck.
is. Oh yeah, I've had. I mean, I don't. I mean, I've unscrewed it, and I mean, I've literally had. It was literally you take this in, I will hold the valve and pull. It was one of those because it was so freaking stuck, and it's like, oh
Yeah, I played flugelhorn, so I know the pain of piston valves. But it
yeah,
just makes me appreciate my French horn's weird spinny valves even more.
yeah, yeah. Because I saw like a friend who played French. I asked him. I said, "How do you? What do you do if your valve's sick?" He goes, "Oh, I don't have that problem because the way the valves are." See, and he showed me. I'm like, fuck you. I
Yeah,
hate you.
they're really weird valves.
Oh, they are. They are. They are weird as hell, but they don't stick.
Yeah,
Um,
although
yeah.
the springs do snap once in a while, and that gets really annoying
Uh, yeah.
because they're so hot. They're such high pressure springs. It's a bitch to put them back on if they come off.
Yeah. And yes, Edgy, brass does have problems, unlike you woodwind players.
Yeah. Oh, brass problems. And then, hey, Angie, you see two of your messages up? Ha, woodwind problems.
Yeah,
At least my instrument won't break if it gets cold.
yeah, yeah. That's uh,
It just gets slightly uncomfortable.
oh yeah, and just uh, playing in the extreme cold. We actually, I don't know if you guys ever did this, but when it got really cold, we would take our mouthpieces out and just put them on and just blow on them because just to keep them warm. Because if they got cold and you put your mouth on there, it could literally stick to you. I'm
Um,
not
I,
like it's not comfortable when it's freezing cold out. That's what we did because we had to keep them warm because they weren't going, or we would just leave them in the instrument and just keep just blowing air without making noise, or hope you don't actually make noise, and
yeah.
just blow through it just to keep the air running so it stays warm.
I had a separate mouthpiece for my flugelhorn when we were marching,
Ah,
which so I would keep one in like my breast pocket, like under the
smart,
uniform to keep it warm, and then
smart.
I would play with one, and then like once we had marched a bit without playing, I would take it off and switch out the mouthpiece so it was warm.
Uh, edgy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Woodwinds are not superior to brass. I tell you what, I'll hit you over the head with a tuba, and you can hit me over the head with a clarinet. We're gonna see who hurts more, and which one has less damage. It still sounds good when played.
Yeah.
You can ding the hell out of a freaking brass instrument, and if it's good, it can still sound nice.
Although I gotta say, the woodwinds do have a really cool instrument. That's the organ. They do have the organ on their side.
Yeah, yeah, they do, and that is technically a woodwind. So we're looking at pipe organs. So yeah, all right, we'll give them that. They gotta have one thing that they can hold, right?
Yeah.
And Eddie, we're just giving you hell because we like you.
Yeah. About me. I don't like you. Get out of here.
All right, SecUllr, play nice.
Okay, fine.
Uh, yeah, but no, I actually do. I actually did kind of want to learn clarinet actually when I was in band just for the hell of it, you know, just to try and
Yeah.
get better and learn more instruments. Um, so yeah, so yeah, Edgy, I might have to come to you for lessons at some point. You might have to help me.
In my band, we always did weird shit. Like, I would take my mouthpiece off my French horn and put it in my friend's saxophone and play it, and it worked.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really weird, and it sounded pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I that sounds interesting. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's just, I mean, because saxophones, yeah, they're cool, but I think they're kind of overrated. I'm sorry. I don't know if anyone else, if anyone plays sax and you don't agree with me, I don't care. Saxophone is an overrated instrument.
Hey, it's okay. Lavender Lady is in the chat.
Who?
Lavender Lady. I believe it
Oh,
was her that played the saxophone.
I didn't realize she was in here. Must
No,
have
she's
missed
not.
her.
No, that's why I said good thing she's not.
Oh, okay. I thought you said she's in there. I'm like, I didn't see her.
No.
Okay. I was like, oh well, she was in here anyway. I tell her the saxophone's overrated. uh, yeah, no. So They are awesome. They sound really good when played really well, but they are overrated. Some of them can still be good and overrated at the same time.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, saying Star Wars is overrated doesn't mean I dislike Star Wars.
yeah.
I love
But
Star
Star
Wars.
Trek is overrated, and no one likes Star Trek. And how
Okay,
much
I'm
of my
gonna end
chat
the
am I
call
going to lose?
now. I'm
How
just
much
gonna
of my
end the call now.
yeah? How much of my chat am I going to lose? I agree with you, Edgy. I agree. They are too fucking loud.
It depends on the saxophone, though. The Barry sax isn't that loud. It sounds pretty good.
No, when I say saxophone, I usually think of alto.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's but yeah, flute. I can't make a sound out of a freaking flute. But clarinet, I always did kind of want to learn. It looked fun. So yeah, I guess we got to be nice to Edgy because she does play a cool instrument, just not as cool as any brass instrument out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nacha, are you gonna come into the chat and defend the
Yeah.
saxophone or what?
Yeah. I mean, we are talking crap on it. Wow. I I we only had one Barry sax player in my band for 2 years because she was 2 years ahead of me. Um, and she wasn't all that loud. I played louder than her, and I didn't play all that loud. Hey, I did say clarinet was cool, Edgy. I do want to learn it.
Oh, Cap, you didn't
I
send the right
sent you
link.
the link over Twitter. Nacha, check your DMs. I can resend it again. Okay, here I'll resend it. Oh, whoops. Oops. I see what I did. I just checked my messages. I sent him the link for the pop out chat.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry. There you go. That should be the right link now. Nacha. I'm sorry. I did not realize I did that. Oh crap! Did I sent that wrong one to Edgy too? Gee, I did. I am horrible at this. Okay. So it would have mattered if she clicked on that link or not. There you go. Eddie, if you do want to join, you do have the right link now. If you do decide to join. I am sorry. I boo-booed that one big time.
We're professionals here.
Yeah, we're pros. We're pros. We're just see, Nacha, I was just doing that to make sure you were paying attention. There we go. That's it. I was making sure you were paying attention.
You got to keep him on his upside down toes.
Yep. Because if he stays on his toes, then he might fall off, and then we'll definitely know the Earth is flat.
Yep. Although he called you a hat. So I'm wondering if he's just shortening ass hat or if that's.
I think he is. I think he is. I mean, what does an Aussie know?
It might just be some weird Aussie slang.
Okay, I think he was saying ass hat, but here's the thing. Can we really take anything an Aussie says credibly? I mean, the Aussies did produce Ken Ham, so
yeah, and I mean,
and the Kiwis produced Ray Comfort. So I mean, really, is there anything we can take credible from the Kiwis and the Aussies? I mean, and there is no difference between them anyway, so who cares? I'm gonna get Nacho coming in Steven mad. I just told him that I just told him basically, yeah, your kid has your problem, and I called him a Kiwi.
Okay, but I can do better.
Okay.
Hey Nacha, if you don't join the chat, I'm gonna be completely convinced you're a Kiwi.
You are really trying to get him angry at me, aren't you? This is my stream, remember? So it's on my channel, so it's gonna come back on me. I'm not too scared of Nacha. He's a ways away from me.
Yeah. I mean, first he'll have to come back to an actual time zone to fight me.
Yeah, well, you're not even on a real time zone. The only people that I know of in the chat that are in a real time zone is Edgy and well, Godless Engineer if he's still hanging around here. I saw him earlier. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm
yeah,
down below the belt. Oh,
no, that's a little off to the side because you're on the West Coast.
oh, what else can I say about the Aussie to make Notcha mad?
His computer is updating, so it might still be. He was having some stuff with that, so might still be doing that. So let's try and keep him not too mad at me. Um, but yeah, Nacha, man, if he comes on, I want him to sing again too. He has a great singing voice.
Notcha just has a
Uh,
great voice.
yeah, well, and he has a really good singing voice. Him, Edgy, and Wonder Lady, I want to see do a freaking trio.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry, they are. Yeah, they are amazing.
yeah, they really are.
Yeah, there's just I'm sorry, there's no other way to phrase it, but they are. Very amazing voices. I am going to put that up on my channel since she won't. Of too early to sing. I'm just woke up. Don't matter. Um,
You know who
but
I do want to hear sing though?
who?
I want to hear Demi sing.
That would be interesting. I would be interested in hearing that.
Yeah.
I know I can't sing. Can you
Oh
sing?
no, not really.
You can't be any worse than me.
That sounds like a challenge. No, I'm
Don't
not
make
gonna
me
sing.
sing opera. Don't make me sing opera. That will definitely scare anyone who's remaining away.
Oh yeah, that's like a guarantee ban from Wonder Lady.
Yeah. Well, I did try to sing opera with Wonder Lady on the stream, and I stopped after three. I'm like, yeah, screw it.
It I was sad I had to leave the after party as soon as I did.
Yeah. I wish you could have stuck around. You would have been singing with us.
Oh
Really about halfway through the sing. I just finally was like, screw it. I'm just singing on a live stream. So yeah, there ain't much I could do really more to embarrass myself. Just have fun.
yeah.
Um,
What is Nachi even talking about anymore?
I have no clue. I don't speak his weird Aussie slang.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I
definitely a different language sometimes.
yeah. Uh, Maybe if we turn the screen upside down, it will make sense.
You know, let me try it. Oh, that's what he meant. Okay, yeah, I got you, Nacha.
uh, oh boy, man,
Yeah,
this is really devolved from what originally was meant
yeah.
to be.
I'm sorry, Nacha. I don't speak Kiwi.
Oh boy. Uh, well, I mean, there's one true test. Does he ever? Has he ever tried to use a banana to prove anything? That's how you know they're a true Kiwi or a loony Kiwi. Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
Um,
Although at least Nacha doesn't drink milk out of bags like Dom.
Canadians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gotta love them Canadians, eh?
I mean, who thought that was an effective way to transport milk?
I don't know, but I mean, uh, they're Canadians.
I mean, everyone knows Canada doesn't even exist.
Yeah, it's a myth.
I mean, just look at their money. It's made of plastic.
Yeah. Okay, Dacha's joining. Dacha, just for the record, anything bad about Aussies, that goes on SecUllr.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing, Edgy. I don't know. A mad
Yeah.
Dacha. That's I mean, I've not really seen him mad, so I'm a little scared.
Although I know for a fact that it can't be scarier than condescending Cirrus.
Oh God, that's uh, fuck off, Island. But still, I love that. That's a great clip.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, Nacho lost his filter.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, but yeah, Nacho, if you come on, you are singing, and you're singing "Waltzing Matilda" again. And we got to have the Aussie sing the Aussie song, right?
Yeah. Did Don ever sing "O Canada"?
I think he did. I think he sang part of it. I think it was just "Oh Canada," my whatever home, whatever. Yeah,
Hold the nation.
It's a Canadian song. No one cares about it.
Oh, I apologize for the outside noise. It's kind of hot out here today.
That's fine. Yeah. How warm is it out there?
I'm not sure. It's definitely cooler than it was yesterday, though.
All right. Yeah,
Yesterday it was like
it's
80 something.
yeah, it was like 82, I think was the high today. Um
Yeah, 80 doesn't sound like it's that hot, but you got to keep in mind that I live in a place where it rains pretty much 24/7.
yeah. It's we had humidity like crazy out here today. Oh, just I mean, you step outside and it's just you were just wet from the humidity almost. It's so muggy and sticky from the
Yeah,
rain.
yeah,
Yeah,
it gets like that around spring
yeah.
around here.
It's very much with Kansas, at least the northeastern part where I'm at. It's very much it's either there's no like mild humidity. It's either it's humid or it's not. There's no. I mean, there's places that like when it gets humid, it's not like really bad humidity. It's pretty mild. No, it's you got like you either have zero humidity or 85 humidity. There's no in between.
Yeah, and
It's an extreme.
it, so I'm sure you know the stereotype about Seattle, where it's like it's always gray and raining all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's not
I
that's not a stereotype. That's just a fact.
okay.
It's the entirety of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. I have a friend who used to live in Seattle before they came out here. They were going to K State, and I asked them. I said, "Is it true what they say about Seattle, where it's always just gray and just dull and dreary?" They go, "Not all the time. Sometimes we throw parades and have celebrations when we see a little ray of sunshine."
Yeah, yeah. Although where I am, it is a little more. Uh, we're further in from the coast,
Uh,
so we do get the sweeping sheets of rain in the winter and winter, fall, and spring. But summer tends to
yeah.
be like
It,
scalding.
it's about the same way here as it is in Tennessee with how bad the humidity gets. Because Tennessee's the same way where there's either no humidity or all humidity. There's no in between section on that. Uh, but there's at least one good thing about Tennessee, though. If you want to go anywhere, you can always go up on Old Rocky Top.
You see, the only thing around here that I can think of that's like a national uh place, like a national landmark, would be Crater Lake. And I'm
Yeah.
not even sure if that's big around anywhere else besides
When I think
here.
of Washington like that, what I think of Space Needle.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
it.
yeah, that's pretty much the two big things around here. Oh no, there's also Mount St. Helens.
Yeah. 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 The one that decided to blow its top, literally.
The one all the creationists used to
Oh
say,
yeah.
look, here's fossils, even though there's not.
Yeah. So all right. Speaking of that, how as a Washingtonian or whatever you guys call yourselves out there, how
I'm
does
not
that
even
make you
sure.
feel?
Oh, dude, it's dumb as hell because if you go to the places where Mount St. Helens erupted, like the ash fell.
Yeah.
I mean, it fell everywhere. It
Yeah.
fell in the town where I live. I mean, I wasn't alive back then, granted, but
Yeah.
it did fall here. And my dad said he was driving along the street and it was just like a gray snowstorm.
Yeah. That sounds about accurate to what I've heard.
Yeah, and it was a huge event, but it in no way proved anything about fossils.
Yeah. Yeah. And what they don't understand is that ash is softer than limestone,
Yeah,
like the Grand Canyon has.
yeah. They're like, look, it cuts swaths in the ash. It's like, no shit. It's because the ash never stuck there. It was falling so slowly that just got swept away by the river, anyways.
Okay. Not sure if his filter is working, so drop it a moment and we'll have to tell him if it's working or not.
All
So
right.
when he does drop in.
Although when he does drop in, I might have to drop out for a second.
All right, either say something, Nacha.
Hey,
No, it's not working.
No, and there he goes to Kiwi heaven.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to drop out for a second and use the bathroom.
All right. Well, anybody, what should I talk on while I'm the only one here? Hey, you want to try again, Nacha?
Okay, try this.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, thank fuck.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry about all that.
No, you're fine. We're
Oh,
glad
what
you
the
could
hell?
no, Edgy, I am not singing. But since we do have a actual peasant on here who is a peasant to the British crown and to all Kiwis, go ahead.
No, I gotta admit, it's way too early. My voice is so not ready for that.
I'm back.
Come on, it's only 7:18
Wait,
p.m.
I'm sorry.
I mean, what are you talking about? It's early. It's late.
Way too early. You're crazy. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, you're on a weird funky time zone. So I forgot about that.
I was just up too late.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna have to swap my mic. No, fuck, this isn't gonna work. I'm trying to have a smoke. Ugh.
What happened to
Do that,
Notch's
I've got
avatar?
to sit out the door.
Notcha, you're a gray screen.
Oh, I haven't clicked the thing yet. There we go.
There you go.
There.
All right.
Now we can all see your glorious good looks.
My lovely avatar.
Yeah. And you can and you can try and defend why you think the sax is such a great instrument. See, you got two brass players here, so you have to convince us that it's better than a brass instrument.
Well, I don't look at it by what's better as an instrument to play. I look at it as what I like to hear. And I've heard a lot more songs that I like with a sax in it than
Oh, I will have to send you a link of a baritone. Oh my god, this person makes
Yeah,
the
it just
baritone sing. I mean, I don't know many people that can do that. That can
Um,
make their horn sing.
yeah.
there's
Even I mean, oh, it is, yeah, it is so.
Edgy,
Hey, Edgy.
edgy. That's all right because I have to do that a lot of the time too. I have to mute when people come in, so don't feel too bad about that.
yeah, I might have to do that too at some point.
Yeah, that's fine. But
Sort of the
yeah,
life we lead.
I am. But yeah, welcome, Edgy.
Hey, motherfuckers.
So
You know, for a 14-year-old, you sure got a mouth on you. But you know what? I don't care.
Fuck off, Cap.
I don't know. I'd say that's expected for a 14-year-old.
Yeah, true.
I'd be disappointed otherwise.
Yeah. But yeah, Edgy,
Sorry.
you wanna grace us with a song?
No.
You can't do that to
Okay,
people when they
I
come
won't
in your
make
chat.
it. I won't make it. But you do sound amazing. I played the clip of you singing for a friend of mine, and he's like, "How old is she again?" I go, "She's 14." He goes, when is she cutting a record?" Because he even said, "I would buy this person's record if they made them." I didn't even tell him who you were. I just said, "I have someone I want you to listen to that I heard online the other day," which is true. I heard you in the Hangout. And I said, "I want your opinion on her." And I played it, and he's like, "Wow." So yeah, you
Because you've
are
got
really
some
good.
skills.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, you do way better than I do. Oh, then again, anyone can be better than me. You guys heard me
What
the
did
other
you say
night.
yesterday? It was like better than a dying animal, or a dying animal would sound better or something.
Yes, dying animals have sounded better than I do. That's 100% true.
Although I have to
What do you
say,
do?
I want to throw
I
this.
would.
I just want to. Sorry, just quickly, I want to throw it out there. Stags
Yeah.
invited me to a hangouts a couple minutes after you invited me. So if he ends
Oh.
up seeing me here, that's why. It's just that Cap got in earlier. So sorry, Stags. He's there with the old days.
If you want to go join Stags, you can. I don't want to keep you from other hangouts.
I spent all day with him yesterday. I'm happy.
Yeah, although that kind of goes into my point. I was going to say I would also buy an album from Stags.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. I mean,
And he can actually play too. Like he just gets there and plays away. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's. I mean, all I can do is play a freaking brass instrument. I can't sing. I can't do any of that.
That's it. He can sort of present himself as the whole package.
Yeah. Well, we're just kind of yeah. We kind of got way off of what we were originally supposed to be talking on.
I mean, isn't that just the nature of Hangouts, though?
Yeah, it was. I should have probably started an after show for this, but screw it. Who needs an after show?
Yeah.
Who needs the after show when you got the main show?
Well, those that are going to watch the after show, those that are watching the main show, they're just going to watch through anyway. Just less clicks for them, more convenient.
Yeah.
Just less views for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only reason Don did it was because the person the Hangout was about was left, and I haven't left yet.
Just changed the thing.
Yeah. That was a fun hangout the other night. I was just like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I don't care, I'll join in. Yeah. So yeah, Nacho, what do you want to talk on?
I don't know, man. I don't have a lot to chit chat about. I'm meant to be doing a bunch of study today.
I mean, Nacho, you still have to defend the fact that you're not a Kiwi.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to mute. What'd you say?
You have to defend the fact that you're not a Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. If you compare Aussies and Kiwis, it's apples and oranges. They're nothing alike, mate.
I don't know. They all sound and look the same to me.
Nah, mate. It's like mistaking the Chinese with Taiwanese. Nothing alike.
I'll say you're the same. I mean, you both produce giant idiots with Ken Ham and Ray Comfort. So,
Yeah, but we were not the idiots that took them in.
we didn't know what we were getting.
Yeah,
No,
so who were the idiots again?
You lied. It was false pretense.
Oh no, we were completely honest that they were complete fools. I mean, they have Christian fundamentalist in their name.
I would argue that Ken Ham is not Australian. Ken Ham is American. He was just born in the wrong country.
Yeah,
No,
that makes a lot of sense.
SecUllr? No.
Bad SecUllr.
Bad.
What can I say? I like Australia. It's a cool country.
It is. But they still gave us Ken Ham.
Yeah,
And
but
the Canadians
you got to
gave us
admit,
Justin Bieber.
compared to what America has done to the world, that's nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
America produced the types of people like Ken Ham, so he's just gone back to his homeland.
Hey, can't we just all come together under our mutual hatred for the British?
I can't. Okay.
that.
I can't knock on the British. There's some cool Brits out there.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of a fan of a few of them.
yeah. One of my best friends is a Brit, so
Yeah. I mean, although I
If we had
probably okay, I got to take
if we
that back. I got to hate the Brits. If not, my entire heritage will hate me and disown me because the only thing, the two parts of my heritage that they can agree on is their hatred of Brits. That's the
Wow.
only time that the Scottish and the Irish will lay down their weapons and fight against a common enemy. It's the British. After they defeat the British, they'll go back to killing each other.
yeah, that's pretty much history in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's the history of the Highlands.
The nations come together against the Germans. That's the only other time.
Yeah,
No one likes the Germans.
Man, me and you just weren't meant to be, were we, Cap?
I guess not.
I'm part German heritage. German.
I have
and,
some German in
Irish.
me too. I have some German in me too. So I have some Welsh in me. So I got to kind of be nice to those.
I'm just trying to think of an old German joke. I can't think of any now. Like, an old faux Nazi joke.
Oh,
But I'm too fucking tired to think of things.
I would say an old German joke. Oh, just look at the country's history.
Yeah.
ugh. I can think of
It
a
is a bit
pretty
of a
good
joke,
Irish
though.
joke.
Yeah.
So an Irish priest is driving down the highway, and he's swerving all over the fucking road. He's like going into the other lanes. He's going across the divide. He's just everywhere. So of course the cop pulls him over,
Yeah.
and the officer asks, "Sir, have you been drinking anything tonight?" And the priest he goes, "Oh, I've just been drinking water, officer." And the officer goes, "Hey, let me see your travel cup." So the priest hands it over. The cop sniffs it and he goes, "Sir, this is wine." And the Irish priest goes, "Oh my God, he's done it again."
Nice.
Okay, that was funny. Edgy, you back?
Yeah.
Okay.
What can I say?
Yeah, I gotta love family interruptions, right?
Mm.
Love it.
Yep. So yeah, how have things been going for you, Edgy? I know you're almost done with classes. I bet you're happy about that.
I'm happy that class is over. I just don't want to leave my friend.
Yeah, I understand that.
Aren't you going to high school next year, Edgy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a rough transition.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll ask you this, and I did say I do kind of want to learn it, but you still have to defend why it's such a great instrument. But clarinet, what advice do you have? Because like I said, it's something that I kind of want to learn.
It hurts your teeth and your jaw a lot. You're gonna want to keep the mouthpiece out of your mouth, but like you have to put it in your mouth more than you think you need to. Which sounds really weird.
Yeah,
I hate
I'm
But-
not
I
even
have a
going
ding
into
that
what that just.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, Cal.
I have a. It's, yeah, my mind went completely in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that way too.
That's why we get along so well, Edgy. Uh, okay, yeah, it's just something that I thought would be fun to learn because I did want to learn it when I was, throughout band. I wanted to learn it. It's just I played brass, so I was like, yeah, can't learn another one. I'll stick with brass.
Yeah, it's hard to go between brass and woodwind. They're just so different and like the fundamental playing of it.
Yeah, I tried trying to. I did make a squeak, so that counts for something, right?
No,
I made it. I made it. I got a sound.
anyone can squeak.
Hey, my friend who I tried to teach tuba to, she couldn't even get a note out of the baritone. So at least I got a note. I got a noise out of the. She couldn't get a noise out of the baritone. She just did not have the air. It was funny. It's like, yeah. I was like, I was like, I made a noise. Like when I did, she's like, yeah, no.
No.
She literally was like, the nails on the chalkboard look, that cringe
Yeah.
look. Yeah, that's what she sounded like when I did that. Because it was the end of the year, and it was her last day as in band, and we just kind of goofing off.
I got to be right back, guys. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, as you can hear me, but yeah. So she let me try her clarinet, and yeah, the reeds are disgusting tasting, though.
Oh, it doesn't help that if you accidentally leave your reed in your instrument, there's a high chance it becomes moldy.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but it's also disgusting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Makes sense. I mean, obviously, knowing how mold works, but yeah, okay. I'll make sure if I get a clarinet, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I wonder how much clarinets cost. I don't know.
I mean, it depends on
$200.
what kind of.
Huh? That's a random thought. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't got much else to say.
Wow, you want no fun, Cap? Jeez.
Yeah, I mainly had the questions that I had for for SecUllr here, and then it just kind of devolved into there about band and our main, our main lightning rod. She's not even here right now to defend herself. I mean, come on, she's a woodwind player.
Yeah.
I mean, us brass players, we hate the woodwind players.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing we can unite on is our hatred of percussion. Because
Yeah.
at least
I'm
us
like
wind,
one out in this group.
a wind, at least the wind instruments do have to stick together. I mean, our percussion section did have a shirt that said "Percussion players just bang better." I am not making that. That was on their shirt.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise. I got a mate who leads leads a band. What is it? I can't remember what it is. It's a full orchestra, but the shit that they go on about too, like the silly rivalries between the different parts of the band.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here as a photographer, and I'm like, fuck, I don't get all of this. Like,
it's SecUllr. Back me up, but I mean, the brass and woodwinds have always hated each other.
Yeah, it's just
it's ingrained in us.
It's just something you adopt once you start going into band.
Yeah. Wait, SecUllr. I have a question. If I do try to learn the clarinet, does that make me a traitor to the brass section?
No, because like I know your heart lies with the brass.
It's just I want to learn it to have. I just think that would be fun. That's the only reason I want to learn it, and just to learn it. But yeah, I am a brass player by trade. That's where I do. My love will always be with the brass.
Yeah, and as long as your love's always with the brass,
Yep.
no one can hurt you.
Yep.
You are saved by the grace of tuba.
Exactly. And its low, rich tone.
Edgy, on the other hand, has been corrupted by the
Yeah.
false prophet woodwinds.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if she can hear us.
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Here we are talking crap on Woodwinds and she can't even defend herself. But yeah, I mean, Woodwinds are not easy to play. I will say that they are not. I mean, the double hand thing, that's hard in itself. I have enough trouble trying to just do the 3 fingers.
Yeah.
That's hard enough at times. Try to remember what 20 keys. Screw that.
Yeah.
And I feel for a friend of mine though. And Edgy, I'll tell you this: if you do, this is one nice thing about brass though over woodwinds. I will say this, and if you play in the cold and march in the cold, you will agree, Edgy. A friend of mine had to cut like the tips of the fingers of her gloves off so she could actually play because with the way the gloves were, the air would escape out and it wouldn't seal the hole for the key.
Yeah, gloves don't seal.
Yeah. See, that's the nice thing. I could wear really thick gloves with my tuba and just play away. So that is one advantage over brass over woodwinds.
Yeah. All the sealing happens internally.
Yeah. But what what really sucks? When your valve sticks halfway down in the middle of a song.
God.
In the middle of a song. That is yeah.
Yeah.
You want to hear something that I just had to put up with?
What?
My mom tried showing me a very bullshit video about atheists.
Oh God.
Edgy,
Edgy, can you send it to me? So I might need to do a response to it if it's really bad.
GC's done a video on it before.
Oh, okay. If GC's done it, then I probably won't have too much to add to it. I mean, he's pretty thorough in his work. But yeah, Edgy, I might need to come to you for help on the clarinet because like I said, I am considering it. I have always wanted to learn it, but I just stuck with brass because it was easier.
Yeah, brass does have the advantage of being a bit easier.
Yeah, I will grant that clarinet is harder. So you woodwinds do win that round.
Clarinets are picky.
Edgy, I have to ask, who was the video by?
I don't know. I can't remember. I kind of gave up after listening to it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, but yeah, it's So, Eddie, what's your favorite band experience so far?
Listening to the saxophones completely mess up at state.
Wouldn't that hurt you as well? Your whole band? So
I found it funny because we still got a one anyways.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, saxophones. I mean, it is fun to watch other groups fail. Don't get me wrong. If it's not your group, it's hilarious as hell. But when it's your group, it's bad. It's always bad. Like I remember one of the flute players, they had to stop, like in the middle of playing. One of their keys actually broke off. And I would just sit there. I was trying, when I saw that happen, I'm just like, oh, that's not good.
Oh, one time in a parade, one of the trumpet's valves had fallen off and went directly under the wheel of a float.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at that. Being a brass player, I know how bad that would be, and I shouldn't laugh, but I'm sorry. I'm just envisioning it.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it was it was the school's trumpet, so he didn't have to pay anything for it.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good because that is not cheap. That would not have been cheap. But that I'm sorry, I should not laugh at that. But that is funny. Oh boy. Okay.
Put the video inside chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh boy, those are always fun to do. They're like, oh, how to defeat this in so long, and it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
the
see
video
Bill?
was pretty much just saying that um, you only know this much, so God has to exist out of how much you know.
Yeah, which that actually works.
Yeah.
Under the condition that that's actually right. Well, guess what? Uh, you only know that much. Well, guess what? That just proves that Bigfoot created the entire universe.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
oh, oh
if
what, if
any,
Bigfoot didn't? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you just prove that Bigfoot didn't because you don't have all the knowledge in the world? That's how
Can you
bad that
disprove
argument is.
flying spaghetti
yeah,
monster?
Yeah,
I
or
mean, it
butt
just
stallion.
sounds like, yeah, if anything, to me, it's proof of Odin. That's just
Oh
undeniable.
no, Odin. Morgren. Morgren did it.
It was Kukulane.
But yeah, it's oh boy, there's so much. Those arguments are just so bad, especially when you just turn around on them and they go, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, that's proof of Vishnu." I did that one once, and they're like, "No, Vishnu's not the real guy. It's the god of the." I go, "Well, Vishnu has just as much evidence and has been around longer, so it's Vishnu." And when they're so bad, they just fall under their own scrutiny. Just change the god.
Yeah,
I mean, the best you're gonna do with that argument, the best you're gonna do, is make a deistic god. That's it. You okay, Edgy?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, Eddie, I guess back to music. What was your favorite song that you've played in band so far?
Um, there was this piece, Moscow 1941.
Okay. All right, that sounds cool. Yeah,
I,
and actually, when you mentioned about the melody with the clarinets, that's actually why I wanted to learn clarinet. I wanted the freaking melody for once. We only had the melody. I can only think of one song off the top of my head that we had the melody for, and it was specifically written for low brass to have the melody because of who the piece was in honor of. It was in honor of a former student, and she played low brass. She died in a car crash. And the piece was done in honor of her, so that's why we had the melody. Is they gave it to the low brass strictly in honor of the person it was written for. So, but yeah, I always hated the clarinets for getting the melody.
The only time I've ever played something close to low brass was when I played bass clarinet, and it was low winds.
Yeah,
one of my best friends plays bass clarinet.
yeah,
I prefer bass clarinet over clarinet.
It's a
yeah.
really cool sounding instrument.
Contrabass. That's awesome.
Have you seen the contrabass French horn?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen
The
the
person.
piccolo French
The
horn?
funny thing is, the person who played contrabass clarinet, they were only like 5'3".
Oh.
And it's just like you're this little tiny person, but you're playing this gigantic instrument that's bigger than you are. She's like, yeah. I go, I don't know how you do it.
Very skillfully.
Yeah, but she was amazing at clarinet, and actually, it's her is the other reason I wanted to learn clarinet because she always made it sound so beautiful. I mean, she could. she could make the clarinet cry. And oh, it was beautiful. And of course, I'm sure Edgy has a lot more respect for that than I do, being a clarinet player.
Yeah.
I mean, she was amazing. So,
I think
but
making clarinet sound good is hard.
yeah, she made it sound amazing. Yeah.
although we are talking a lot about bands, and I feel like Notch's out of his game here.
Yeah. Sorry, Nacha.
Yeah,
what do you
you're
want to
right.
talk about?
No, I don't really. I'm actually sitting here on mute, getting really pissed off with my study. So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stupid fucking questions I'm getting.
Uh,
And it's boring study too. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not even interesting stuff. It's just driving me up the wall. But that's why I'm kind of enjoying here, just listening to the conversation because it's keeping me sane.
Okay. All right, everyone, shut up. I want to watch Nacha go crazy.
Like, it's asking me to describe the biology, life cycles, habits of this particular type of species, but I've already done a set of questions like this, and it says don't use the same examples you used last time. Last time was like months ago, and I don't have anywhere telling me what I actually used because it's all online. And I'm like, oh, so how the fuck am I meant to remember which ones I did last time? So
Yeah.
I'm just getting pissed off at this stupid thing.
Okay.
So I do have a bit of a question for Nacha, and I asked this to him over Twitter a while back, but I want everyone to see what your thoughts about the Emu War are, because it's actually very nuanced and interesting.
The what?
The Emu War. It was the Royal Australian Artillery, I believe, versus a bunch of emu.
What? I gotta hear this.
Well, in short, no basic fuck's going to go out there and have the resource of capabilities to cull the swarms by themselves or even as groups, because it's not like we have huge communities out in the bush. So, we go a step further, but that sounds like it'd be a big military operation, but that doesn't happen here. Like, we don't have, especially not back in like the 30s or whatever when it was. I think it was 2 or 3 times it happened, but basically we have and had, it's a lot worse back then than it is now, but there's still a big problem with the overpopulation of our native species. For the most part, any that drop below a reasonable number, they become, untouchable. You can't kill them at all. So for my work, especially because I do a lot of killing animals in my work, I know that there are certain species here that are native that we can't eliminate, under any circumstance, no matter, even if they're considered a pest or a pain in the ass. But having said that, you get some like kangaroos, emus. They're the more common ones that their overpopulation became out of control, where there's no native carnivore to sort of take it down, because most of the dingo population we fucking ruined. And so basically we had to step in and kill them. I know that's not quite as nuanced as it sounded last time, but because it's not even, a lot of people think, oh, they're ruining all your farmland and that's a very selfish reason to kill off all these animals, but no, they were ruining the land itself.
No, I mean, there's been times out here in the U.S. where basically deers have been put on bounty, where the Fish and Game Department will pay you for like deer tails. You cut the tail off and you bring it in, and they'll give you money because they are so overpopulated in a certain area. They're destroying they're destroying crops, they're destroying everything, and that's people's livelihood. I've I had a friend who asked me to basically take care of some coyotes around his property that he had, because they were killing his livestock. And so I just sat up around where the livestock were, and when the coyotes came, I had to kill a few, and it's just, I mean, they were such a nuisance at the time. I mean, the Fish and Game was actually thinking about doing bounties on coyotes because they were so bad. They've kind of started to die down a bit, so that's good. But I mean, they were like being seen like halfway inside a town, inside a big city. We're not looking at town. We're talking big city, like Topeka size city, which is the capital of Kansas.
We get that with kangaroos.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be in a big city and all of a sudden you'll see kangaroos running. Like, what the fuck? How did it even get in here? But
yeah, and then you go and pick a fight with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Normally, though, when it comes into the city, it picks a fight with cars, and the car wins. But no, it's tough because you got things like crocs as well, where over certain years it'll be completely legal to cull them because they'll be overpopulated, and they'll be basically destroying the rest of the native animals. We need to cull them back to keep it in check as the dominant species. But at the same time, once they like hit a more manageable level, it becomes illegal again, where you can't do it unless your life is in danger, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's more
like with all of them.
It's more gotten now with the coyotes, instead of where they want you to just go out and kill them. Just if you just go out and kill them. Now it's if you see a coyote, take it out. They aren't going to say much. But it's not like just don't go out and look for them anymore. We've gotten them back down past that number where it's not needed. Where it's just like if you're out hunting and you see a coyote, if you shoot it, whatever, we're gonna look the other way. They aren't gonna say anything because they're such a nuisance. But they aren't now. They're getting back to where they're even. The Fishing Game is kind of now getting to the point of like, okay, kind of stop that now. We got them at a manageable level. We'll let them kind of work from there. So I can understand that there from being around here.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's
I have another question for Nacha, actually.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Go ahead.
So it is the threat of like spiders and shit an actual thing there?
Not as nearly as much as people imagine. No.
Yeah, because you hear stories about Australia and how it's just fucking crazy sometimes. And it seems like that is true to a degree, but not nearly as much as people make it out to be sometimes.
No, well, like your average person, like the worst thing you'd have, especially where, the majority of the population live, which is the coastal regions and the big cities and stuff, the worst you have to worry about is your sharks when you go swimming in the beaches and stuff. But you have shark protection like crazy for everywhere people swim. It's very unlikely. Then the worst thing you have to worry about is your octopus kind of thing. But even that, generally speaking, we are all over knowing when they're going to be around, knowing where they are. If someone finds one in the sea, everyone gets out. It's very, very unlikely to have any form of injury, and that goes along with spiders, for example, because if you're doing a bushwalk and you're just being carelessly walking through everything, you're going to have a spider on you and it'll hurt because it'll bite you. But you're not likely to get bitten by one that'll kill you or anything. Because
I do have one for you, Nacha. Jellyfish. Isn't there like one jellyfish out there that's like, yeah, just kiss your butt goodbye?
There's a few, but yeah, the is it blue ring jellyfish? I think it is.
Yeah, it's like the most deadliest jellyfish.
Box no, fuck, I can't remember what it's called. Should know this too.
I want to say Man of War, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's a teeny tiny little jellyfish, dude.
Yeah.
Like you will not see that one. And the strands on it, if it gets you around your chest, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. But otherwise, you're not necessarily gonna die unless you're already ill or something. Like,
okay. I thought there was like
you've got to get attention.
Yeah, I was thinking that you guys had like one of the most deadliest jellyfish. So Um,
And the worst though is the one blue ring octopus.
yeah.
Is that a little teeny tiny octopus, and it will kill you. It'll just kill you.
Okay.
No matter, like, you'll be fucked. But they're very rare. Like, and you can still survive if you don't get,
Okay.
poisoned by it or whatever. But it's more likely that it'll poison you and you'll die. Like, so, but they're also snails. The little snail, the cone snail. We get them. So very early on as a kid, when you're walking along beaches, you get taught never to pick up a shell in a cone shape, and even just generally don't pick up shells unless you have made sure they're empty, because if you get hit by one of them and they'll hit you before you even notice it's hit you because it's so fucking fast. It's this little barb and will go straight through your finger and you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Australia just wants to kill everything.
Yeah, but again, it's like anything. Like, you guys have bears and badgers and all sorts of things. You just know about them and know how to avoid them. You don't be an idiot.
I get. Well, I really don't. The worst thing you got around here that's deadly to us, where I'm at. I don't know. SecUllr, he probably has to worry about bears more than I do. Because we don't have bears here.
We have.
We got coyotes, we got wolves, and then we have. I think we have we have black widows and brown recluses. That's the big ones around here. And then I think we have one form of copperhead that's native to Kansas.
I mean, over here you also have to worry about Bigfoot.
Oh yeah. Well, we all know that he uses UFOs as a transdimensional portal thing.
Yeah, you also have to worry about the Pacific Northwest tree octopus.
What?
It was a cryptid that originated a while back.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, it's basically just it's like Bigfoot. It doesn't actually exist, obviously.
Okay, yeah, I've just never heard of the cryptid. I agree with Edgy. Yeah, brown recluses fucking suck. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I have a friend who lives out in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, sure, they have like deer out there and it's beautiful and stuff, but there's also a bunch of spiders.
Oh yeah,
like
it's if you know what you're looking for, it's. I actually know someone who got panicked when they saw a wolf spider because they thought it was a brown recluse, and I'm like, no, that's a wolf spider. It doesn't have a fiddle, it doesn't have the markings. It's
I just don't like spiders.
Wolf spider. I don't either. I'm not a spider fan. I mean, I can deal with them, but I don't like them.
I am a fan of some spiders. Like, I wouldn't mind keeping a tarantula as a pet, but it's more a fact of the fact that they just kind of like pop up out of the middle of nowhere. A lot of the times, you catch it out of the corner of your eye, so you're not sure if it's deadly or not yet.
Yeah.
So you just jump.
Yeah, I've joked with my girlfriend about getting a tarantula because she is petrified of spiders. She is deathly scared of them.
I can understand.
So yeah, I told her I'm gonna get a tarantula and I'm gonna name it Trenchcoat. Long story on the name.
Having a spider.
But no, I probably would never get one.
Snakes are pretty cool though.
I love snakes.
I'm not
a snake having a snake.
I have a respect for them. I'll leave it at that.
Ball pythons are so adorable. They're like scaly puppies.
I don't know if I would call them that.
Oh, come on, Cap. I'm gonna send you a picture.
But here's the thing. The reason why, I'll tell you why I swore I would get a tarantula for my girlfriend and I would have it, because I am deathly afraid of dolls. I hate dolls. They are creepy as fuck. I am sorry. I am scared of them. And what happened with that is she has a life-size Chucky doll. She said she was going to make sure that he would pop up at random times around me. I told her if she did that, I would make sure Trenchcoat did the same thing. So that's where that kind of started. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture.
Edgy, you do? No. I will burn it, and I will show you the video of me burning it.
Do it, Edgy. Do it.
She doesn't have my address, and I ain't giving it.
Just send it to the state of Kansas. They'll figure out what to do with it.
See, it's more. And my fear actually started back when I was younger because one of my sisters, I would say an ex sister because she disowned me and my family. But when I was younger, I was like 5 or 6. She had one of her baby dolls, started shaking it, threw it back at me. So I had this doll flying at my face. She screams as loud and as shrilly as she can, saying it's trying to kill me. So I have a doll flying at my face while she's yelling the doll's trying to kill her. I have been deathly afraid of dolls ever since. I hate them.
Hey, Cap, I thought you might be interested. Dr. Guyman just put out a video a couple hours ago defending Ken Ham again.
Oh, fuck.
This should be fun.
And he's got Vice Rhino and Shannon Q. They're at the top.
Oh God. Oh boy. When will he ever learn? I almost want to unplug my headphones and present the video just for the hell of it.
Oh, it's 14 minutes. No, don't do that. Too long. Nobody wants to deal with it for that long.
Come on. We gotta put we gotta put, XC out of business.
Oh God.
I really hope XC is not watching right now. I know they watch some of my streams. I know they watch some of my stuff. So yeah, I probably should have said that because I really do not want them after me. XC, ask Nacha. XC is not nice when if they want to go at you, they are not nice.
They have no reservations.
No. But anyway, yeah, I'll have to watch that later.
Yeah, watch it later.
Yeah, that's one to get put on the later list. Holy crap, we've been going up this for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
We might just end it here and then we just talk in the after.
Yeah, we'll get cruising, guys. Anyway.
Yeah, so I might end this. Edgy, if you want to come join back in, you can. It'll just be us talking. So we aren't going to be on the stream anymore. So if you hear this, yeah, you can probably still come in and join. Yeah, it's been that long, Edgy. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you, SecUllr, for coming on today, and thank you for Nacha and Edgy for joining us. It was a lot of fun to have all you guys on here.
It was a good chat.
Thanks.
Yeah,
bye, everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.